JDM just won the welterweight belt in the UFC, and I'm about to glaze hard. Get ready. So I know I just made 2 videos in the last week, but I had to hop on here and yap some more because, man, the UFC are so smart. They give us the shittest cards and they have us eating out of the palm of their hands, and then they just give us one good fight, one insane main event, and we're like, oh, the UFC, oh, I love fighting, oh, MMA's so good. When in reality, we're normally always getting fucked over and sad. It's this toxic relationship we have with the UFC and with MMA. But guys, I was not expecting the fight to go like that. So Della Maddalena just beat Belal Muhammad by decision, and my initial prediction was a 4th round TKO. And honestly, as I said, that's pretty biased of me. I was nervous the whole fight. But Jack come in and he just looked so sharp. He looked so switched on and confident. And honestly, as I said, I didn't think the fight would go how it went. But what did we get? We got an absolute war. Number one, Belal's striking looked really good. He had insane pressure, insane gas tank, and they were trading back and forth for the whole 5 rounds. Honestly, I think those two have the most insane chins, the insane gas tank in pretty much any division there is, besides like a Marab. They smacked the shit out of each other for 5 rounds, and I think maybe I saw Belal wobble a little bit in the 5th, but I don't even know. It's hard to say. And now, if I said there was going to be a decision win this weekend, who do you think it was going to be? Belal, of course. That man always destroys people and brings them to a decision. But what did we see? Della Maddalena by decision. And honestly, in the 4th round, I thought, okay, I see it for Jack. Obviously, I'm biased, and I'm so into this fight, I don't even know who's winning. And it made me nervous because if you're going to take a belt from a champion, you have to do it dominantly. Otherwise, you can't cry when they get robbed at the end of the fight. So robbery or not, coming into that 5th, there was a high percentage chance that Belal would win that fight. And when Jack got taken to the ground after landing those really crisp strikes, I thought, fuck, we're done here. Even though he'd done so much damage prior to that, split Belal open, I just thought, we're screwed here. We're so screwed. Because for some reason, control time is better than damage when it's the fighter they want to win. So I'm sitting there like, oh, we're done. And then Jack's like, fucking scrambled egg ability back to his feet, as I said in my prediction. So Jack gets back to his feet. He's scrambled like a motherfucker, which I don't know how he got back up. And then he puts this like 800-piece combo, I'm exaggerating, 800-piece combo onto Belal. And he's like, wop, 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 wop. And I swear that's where Belal was wobbled. And I'm fucking screaming. Screaming the most I ever had at a UFC fight. And you got to tell me in the comments down below, was this an insane fight, or was it just because I had so much on the line personally? Because I haven't been that excited and that glued to a fight for so long. And I'm so grateful for it. I was like full caps in Discord just screaming fucking obnoxiously because I was just so nervous. In MMA, you never know if you're going to get fucked over. You never know if the judges are going to give it to the other guy. And even with that 5th round dominant performance at the end there, I was still nervous. And speaking of never knowing, tell me if it was just me, but was the commentary team today extremely biased towards Belal? It seemed like at every moment, it was, oh, Belal just landed a nice jab there, or, oh, why isn't Belal going to his wrestling? Like, why aren't you talking about anything that Jack's doing? Great scrambling, great head movement, keeping on the outside, great kicks, great punches. Everything he was doing was so sharp and good, yet all I could hear was John Anik being like, nice jab from Belal there. Or DC being like, why isn't he going to the wrestling? He needs to do more of that. He needs to take him up against the side of the cage. Like, bro, stop being so biased. I get it. I'm biased. I want the Australian to be talked about. But honestly, in the future, can we get an option where, you know, when they do this Netflix deal, can we have separate audio tracks like you would in a stream? Can we mute the commentators if they're being annoying? Because I'm watching a Guru stream on this side and it's ahead and he's talking about the fight and it's a little bit ahead of me, so I don't want to listen to that. I'm listening, trying to watch this fight right here. But all I'm hearing is biased takes, but I want to hear the punches and the kicks and the thuds. But all I'm hearing is John Anik, oh, wow, look at that jab. That was a good 2 from Belal right there. Like, what about the 5-piece combo he just hit him with? Talk about that. Like, these people, it's their job to not be biased. For you and me, we can be biased because we're Because our job is to get drunk and scream at the monitor. Our job is to be biased for our favorite fighter. It's in their job to make it a clear cut of who is winning and who's landing well, and you know, an open discussion about the fight as a whole. But we're sitting there getting, oh, nice jab, yeah, nice two, sticking, yeah, he's really sticking it to him. Like, no. As I said, we all have a dog in this race, but the commentators, they should have no dog. No dog. Only a cat. That doesn't fucking make sense. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just angry. My throat's fucking sore. All I did was scream for the 4th and 5th round. My neighbors probably think I'm a fucking junkie now. That 5th round, where Jack got back up and started wobbling Belal with combinations, I was screeching. People would think that I'm fucking insane, the amount I was yelling. And I'm sure some of you can relate. But honestly, I want to give props to Belal as well, because that forward pressure and the threat of the takedown opened up his hands so much. And that's what we need to, and this is what we need to admit moving forward in MMA. Even if it doesn't look that clean, but it's still effective, you have to give props. Because no one thought, oh, Canelo hands Belal was going to damage Jack so much. He snapped his head back multiple times. His face was bruised as hell. He put up an insane fight, striking for 5 rounds. I never thought that we would see that fight. But that just goes to Jack's scrambling ability. I'm sure if Belal could have taken down Jack the whole time and smashed his face with peppering shots, you don't think he would have done that? You know, you think in his first title defense, he thought, you know what? Maybe I'll just strike with the striker instead to show my Canelo hands. No, he's not that fucking stupid. The reason he didn't strike and didn't take him down is because what we probably can't see is the takedown is just not there to be had. And as he said in the corner, oh, he's really slippery. Because he's sweaty. He's been training for the last, 3-4 months on how to make sure he's not getting taken down. You think he's going to sit in a range where he can just get single-legged? You think he's going to get on him? You think he's going to get himself on the fence where he can just be taken down? No, he's not going to do that. And that's why Belal didn't shoot. If he could have shot and taken him down the whole time, he would have. But back to Belal, insane chin, and his gas didn't drop the whole time. I think a little bit in the 4th after he come in like a brawler, he looked a little bit gassed. But other than that, both fighters looked insanely fit, and they had just an absolute war. What a fucking fight, honestly. So what happens from here? And I already spoke about what happens if JDM wins, and the video's here, but fuck it, let's just talk about it now. I'm too hyped. Also, if you're new here, which you probably are because I just made this channel last week, if you enjoy MMA content and you're starved for MMA content, subscribe to the channel. The reason I made this is because, like you, when I'm driving to work or driving home from work, I'm trying to binge all these MMA videos because I have nothing else to do. And who doesn't want another channel that's going to yap your ear off? So here I am, ready to do that. But anyway, slap the shit out of the subscribe button and the like, and let's get back into it. So it's clear from here what we're getting is JDM versus Islam, and hopefully we get it maybe just before the end of the year, something like that. Maybe a November card where Jack can go home and heal, make sure he's not injured, he can have a good camp and come back and have a fair fight. And maybe they'll do it in Perth, Australia. Maybe you could do a Volk on the card and a JDM, 2 titles at once. Boom, sold, that's hype. Let's not get a Saudi Arabia card where Jack needs 6 weeks notice and they try to force him into the fight. No, fuck that off. He deserves a rest. Let me say this. How sharp did he look in that cage? His first title fight, first main event, 1 year off after breaking his arm, and I would say he looked as sharp as he ever has. He looked so dialed in and angry, you could just tell that he was gonna get the belt. And as I said, biased, but that's what it looked like when you looked at him. Anyway, I'm fucking glazing, but let me glaze a little bit. How often do you get wins like this? When are you ever happy after the UFC? I know I'm not very often, so let me glaze. Life is good for once and work won't suck tomorrow, hopefully. So from here on, we have JDM versus Islam, end of year probably. We have Ilya versus Charles, I imagine. Now it probably should be Ilya versus Arman, my back hurts Saryukian, but that's probably not going to happen because he fucked over the UFC. So Islam versus Charles. Charles probably gets slept in the 1st or 2nd round. I'm going to cry. And then I imagine we get maybe Gaethje versus Paddy. And then we might get a Paddy versus Ilya. Or we might get it. I just don't see them doing Arman and Ilya. I see them fucking over Arman so hard and he doesn't get a title shot for a long time. Especially if he loses one fight. If he goes against someone and loses, which I don't think he will. But if he does, he is going to have the hardest run back to the championship because they really don't like him, and that is obvious. And that's kind of what we have in the welterweight and the lightweight division. Super exciting. New blood. Ilya's coming up. And look, guys, it is sad we're not getting Ilya versus Makhachev. And I don't want to see Ilya flatline Charles. But it's good to have this new blood in each division. And it is sad to see Islam move up because he was just so dominant. But it was kind of a little bit boring. And this is no dig at him. Like, this is a compliment that whenever I looked at any competitor from the lightweight division except for Ilya, I thought, there's no way they win. That's how you know the guy is dominant. When I look at Makhachev versus anyone in the lightweight division, I'm like, he smokes him. Easy. So it is great to see that he's moving up to fight JDM, which is a very fucking competitive fight. If we just watched Belal not be able to take him down, who's to say what happens? But that's for another video. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you. As I said, this is my, I think, third video on my channel. So if you're new here, don't forget to slap the shit out of the like and subscribe button. Click this video here if you're starved for content. Wait, no, it's over here. Click this video here if you're starved for content. Thank you very much again for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.